It's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent Leans video. The first book on this list is called Things We Couldn't Say. This book is a YA contemporary starring a black bisexual boy who's navigating two things. One of them is false love, and the other one is the return of his mom, who abandoned his family when he was 9. This book is so good, and it's so excellent, and it was so well done. I had really low expectations for this book because I had read this author's previous book last year, Tyler Johnson Was Here, which is a good, solid book, but I rated it 3 stars, and I ended up rating this book 4 stars because it was so excellent and it was so well done. First of all of the characters felt so realistic and so three-dimensional. For example, the main character is such a wonderful, well-developed, distinct main character that I was so emotionally attached to, and as a result, I was so emotionally invested in everything that was happening to him. All of his relationships felt so realistic, whether it be a platonic relationship between him and his brother, for example, or the romantic relationship. Like, the romance was so well developed, and it was so cute, and it was so well done. The plot of the story was so thrilling, and it was so intriguing, and this book is so good, and it absolutely deserves so much more hype. So with that said, I would highly recommend this book because, like I said, I rated it 4 stars. The next book on this list is called When the Moon Was Orz. This book is a YA magical realism story following a pair of inseparable best friends. One of them who's known for painting moons and hanging them in the sky, and the other one is known for roses that grow out of her wrists. This book is so fantastic, and it's so well done. First of all, the author's writing is literally so pretty that it makes this book literally so atmospheric, and it's so well developed. The world building is so interesting, and it's absolutely so fascinating. The characters are so well developed, and they're both so distinct. I love their friendship, and I love their romance. One of the main characters is transgender, so that representation was so wonderful, and it's so lovely. The plot of the story is so thrilling, and it was absolutely so intriguing. And I was so invested and so immersed in every single step of the way. This story is so good. It is so well done, and it's so magical, and it's so wonderful, and it's so lovely. I would highly recommend it because I ended up rating this book 4 stars. The next book on this list is called Island Widow. This book is a YA science fiction fantasy, and it's about a young girl who's trying to avenge her murdered sister, and she might as well smash the patriarchy as she does so. So honestly, I didn't like this book as much as everybody else did, and I ended up rating it 3 stars because, frankly, first of all, I wasn't emotionally attached to the characters at all, and as a result, I didn't really care about the romance. I know this book is praised for the polyamorous representation in it, and I will say that the polyamorous representation was great, and it was good, and it was lovely. But frankly, since I didn't really care about the characters, I didn't really ship any of the romances that did end up happening, and I didn't really care for them. As for the plot, it was action-packed and fast-paced, and we loved to see it. However, the world building was interesting and intriguing initially, but as the story progressed, I found myself getting lost in the book and in its universe because I didn't really quite understand what was happening, like more than halfway through, because it started to become more complicated than immersive, if that makes any sense. So, with that said, I ended up rating this book 3 stars. I will not be continuing this series, and honestly, I don't recommend this book. So, yeah, there's that. The next book on this list is called Before We Disappear. This book is a YA historical fantasy, and it's set in the early 20th century, and it follows 2 assistants to 2 rival magicians who are falling in love and missed the fact that their bosses are rival magicians, and therefore they shouldn't really fall in love, but they're doing it anyway. This book is so good. It was so fantastic, and it was so awesome, and it was literally so well developed in every single element. First of all, the world building was so excellent, and it was so well done. I definitely understand why this book is marketed as The Prestige meets What If It's Us, because it's so good. The magic is so well developed and it's so well done. The characters were so well developed and they're so distinct, and their romance was so cute and it was so wonderful and it was so lovely. The plot of the story is so thrilling and it was so intriguing. I was just so invested in the story every single step of the way because it was so well done. This book deserves all the hype and so much more because it's absolutely so fantastic and it's so excellent, and I'm so excited to read more books from this author because he is literally so talented, because this book is so good and it's so underrated and it deserves so much more hype. So with that, I ended up rating it 4 stars and I would highly recommend it. The last book on this list is called Beasts of Prey. This book is a YA fantasy that follows 2 black teenagers who are on a journey into a magical forest that uncovers ancient secrets along the way. So I ended up rating this book 3 stars, and like Island Widow, I didn't enjoy this book as much as I really wanted to. Initially, I was hooked by the action-packed, fast-paced plot, the intriguing, inventive world building, and the 2 main characters that were both well-developed and distinct. However, as the story progressed, I started to realize that I didn't care about these characters as much as I used to because the plot became very predictable. And so as a result, the world building was no longer immersive, and the characters I was really more ambivalent about, and so as a result, I didn't really care, for example, about their romance or really their relationship at all. So with that said, I rated this book 3 stars, and I will not be continuing this series. So yeah, there's that. So, in conclusion, I highly recommend the 3 books in this list that I rated 4 stars. Things We Couldn't Say, When the Moon Was Orz, and Before We Disappear. And I don't recommend the other 2 books on this list, Island Widow and Beasts of Prey, because those 2 books were mad and disappointing. So, anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the whale emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!